Ladies and gentlemen, Vince here. We're diving into some more reward apps today, and even some Pokemon as well on the side. I hope you all enjoy. The first application is called Dig and Drop, and this is what it looks like when you first launch it up. Top right corner of the screen, you have your Satoshi currency, and underneath that, you have the in-game currency, which, funny enough, are these little objects in the middle of the screen, and your whole goal is to try and clear a path from the top of the screen to the bottom. Now, don't mind the stop motion you're seeing right now. I have no idea why the application is running so slow all of a sudden. That's right, everyone. What you're witnessing right now is what I'm actually seeing in real time. So, not good at all. I've even restarted my phone. This was not happening when I reviewed the app, so I suspect there's some sort of coding problem going on behind the scenes with this application, everyone. But I did test it out for you all, okay? You can actually swap up the skins of the little objects as well, and you can also change up the little truck that's waiting at the bottom of the screen. Now, technically, these are coins, everyone, that we're trying to connect, okay? So again, whole point, get the coins to the bottom of the screen. And granted, there are some little abilities you can use as well at the bottom of the screen, which actually do change the way the game operates, okay? But I mean, it's not really setting a good example here when it's literally in stop motion. So I'm not gonna waste your time. Let me just break down how my 1 hour test went. So I played for an hour straight and generated 105 Satoshi, everyone. And as you can see, it does state redeemed there. I did my test. I am happy to say that I did arrive straight away to my Zebedee wallet without any issues whatsoever. But those 105 Satoshis only converted into 8 cents worth of USD currency. So 8 cents USD for an hour. Now you do the math on that if you think that's worth it or not, okay? The interesting thing is, for these type of apps, that's actually on the higher end, surprisingly enough. Either way, that's my review on Dig and Drop. At least right now, I feel like there are much better applications on the market for your time, but now you know about it. Let's move on to the next application. I just quickly want to say, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. And by the way, everyone, I am now relaunching all my social medias. You can find their links in the description below, including my Facebook, Instagram, and X account. I hope to see you there. Next up, we have an application called DailyCash. And this is what it looks like when you first launch it up. At the top of the screen, you have a coin-based currency system. To the right of that, you have your USD balance. At the moment, I have 31 cents. Now, you'll notice beneath that we have a goal and a timer. That is right, everyone. We have another one of these 3-hour applications, but this one is a little bit different compared to the other applications you've seen that have that 3-hour timer. In fact, this one actually tries to replicate Just Play and Money Time pretty heavily, in my opinion. A lot better than those other applications we've seen recently. Like, for instance, we have this bouncing game, right? It states that we can get a fast coin boost if we play it right now. In fact, you have multiple games that have their own coin boost rating. It's actually quite surprising how many games are available on the application itself, because the fun fact is that you don't actually have to download the apps. They're all part of the application itself, again, which is very nice to see for people that don't really have space on their mobile phones. I'm actually one of those people that have ran out of space recently on their mobile phone from downloading too many apps. So all in all, I just figured you might want to know that. And the actual games themselves are pretty cool. Like, it even has something called Subway Surfers Match, which is obviously just a match 3 type of game set with the Subway Surfers thing. Again, it's refreshing to see multiple games instead of just 1 or 2 boring 3-hour ones. They also have their own playtime reward system, and they call this the Game Hub. You see, you do get daily tasks, everyone. Some of these offers are willing to give $1 or more in my country of Australia, or even up to $2. But you see, here's the kicker, everyone. I've found, at least in my country, the coin-based currency system, they have a hard limit. Which, funny enough, I swear that it was changing each day, by the way, the maximum limit, because sometimes it was 10 cents, sometimes it was 20 cents. It was really random. At least here in Australia, the playtime reward system does have many opportunities available, which again was nice to see. It even has TikTok in my country. But sadly, the offers themselves are all very difficult in my opinion, okay? And I personally think that the rates just aren't there for what they want you to do. But look, my job as a reviewer was to try and test out the claims. So you'll notice here, I earned a total of $1.31 during my testing. Interesting enough, the current minimum cash out is $5, everyone, but when I first tested this for today's video, it was only $1. So what that actually means is that after that initial cash out, the minimum rate for withdrawal was increased, which is pretty odd in my opinion. It's actually very interesting to me, everyone, because I actually really do like how many games are available on this, but it's just that Coinbase rate is lacking severely in my opinion. Let me just break down how my test went. I played for around 1 week straight, everyone, and generated around 10 cents per day from the Coinbase system, but I also gained a newbie bonus by installing the Playtime Rewards offers that they have. So I withdrew my $1 worth of currency because that's all the app let me do at the time. But you see, the weird thing is they have a pretty strange verification system where they want you to take a photo of your PayPal account. I don't understand the purpose for that, and I really don't like that at all, okay? But again, since I'm reviewing the app, I went through it for you all. And as you can see, it does state that my withdrawal was approved. And yes, everyone, within 1 day, I was paid that $1 straight to my PayPal account in my experience here in Australia. I can't really recommend an app that has a system like that. Again, that's why I guess you watch these reviews so you understand exactly what they're going to be expecting from you. This is why you always have to be realistic with these kind of reward apps, everyone. You never know what's going to happen next with them. So look, overall, a pretty cool execution, but it really needs to be improved when it comes to that withdrawal system. At least now you know my experience here in Australia. Let's move on to the next app. Now today we're diving into 2 new packs of Pokemon cards, everyone. You're going to be seeing the market value for the cards I pull, and of course in the top left corner of the screen, the amount of money I had to spend in order to buy the packs, alright? So look, so far I'm having such a fun time with Pokemon. I know how silly it sounds to some people out there, but I'm telling you now, it is fun, alright? If you like to collect things, then you'll have a great time with what you're about to see on the channel coming up in the future. I'm not transitioning into a Pokemon channel though, everyone, okay? I'm just going to make that clear, but I am going to be transitioning into other content other than reward apps and reward things online, okay? It's time we start broadening the horizon. YouTube's really starting to not like one specific type of content out there. I guess there are just too many scammers on the platform, sadly, and I have to change with the times, all right? Now, what you're seeing on the screen right now, that was a bad pack that we pulled. I think we actually lost value there, which is not what you want to see when you're spending real money on Pokemon cards. Granted, this pack here, I think we fared a little bit better. And eventually, you're going to be getting to the point where I have enough content with Pokemon to make an individual video, so I can actually show you the binder full of cards. There we go. That Meowth there, everyone. Great card. Almost $5 worth of value there. Actually got my money back on the pack just with that card almost alone. Now, if only every pack opening was like that, right? Either way, let's move on. So next up, we have an application called Playstorm. And this is what Playstorm looks like when you launch it up. Top of the screen, we have our diamond-based currency. As you can see, the minimum here in Australia is 5,000 diamonds. Underneath that, we have our daily streak system, as well as the arcade, which is a Playtime Rewards area, and 2 separate offer walls there, as well as surveys. Now, when it comes to the withdrawals available, at least in my country, I have PayPal, Airbnb, Amazon, Apple, and all the main gift card options that you'd find on a regular Get Paid To platform, everyone. Now, again, these are going to change, obviously, depending on where you live, and the minimums might even change as well. But in fact, here in Australia, I need 5,000 gems in order to withdraw my PayPal currency, which converts into $5 USD. Now, the rates themselves on the Playtime Rewards area definitely can be improved in my opinion, but not the worst we've ever seen. The highest I have here is for Doomsday Last Survivors, which has given me up to 200,000 of the diamond-based currency. To be fair though, everyone, there is a 3 times promotion running at the moment on the Playtime Rewards area on Playstorm. So again, at least here in Australia, have no idea about your own country, but most of these Playtime Reward offers aren't the minute-based system. They're in fact the task-based system, which means they're obviously quite difficult. I have to say, I've never actually seen a 3 times bonus on a Playtime Reward system, so that's pretty cool. Now, with the Prime offer wall, the prices vary heavily depending on the difficulty of the offer, and the thing is, I haven't really seen anything that stands out too massively, at least in my opinion. They're all pretty average too, even below average in some cases, so really hoping they boost up these rates on the offer wall, at least when it comes to Prime. I did try and do an Eat Venture offer, which apparently was going to give around 550,000 of the gems, or diamonds as I like to call them, but I found the offer very difficult. I will say though, it seems like the callbacks actually did work, so it was registering my progress, which again is what you want to see for an offer wall, obviously. They also have something called golden offers, yet again another type of offer wall with various rates, again depending on the offer. And they also have surveys, which in my country of Australia, the highest survey I have is for 1,370 gems for 9 minutes of time. And then obviously it gets lower and lower the more I scroll down the list. Again, nothing too revolutionary there when it comes to the prices, everyone. Let me just break down how my test went. I managed to knock out around $5 worth of currency from surveys in about an hour and a half worth of time, everyone. I was disqualified a whole bunch of times as well, so please don't get it twisted. If you're going to complete surveys, more than likely you're going to get disqualified, okay? Even I get disqualified, it is very annoying. And from the arcade, I managed to actually generate around 378 gems from something called Gossip Harbor. And with Eat Venture, I got around 575 of the gems. So it took me roughly 2 hours or so to generate $6.28 worth of currency in my experience. And I did withdraw everyone, but then something very odd happened. I had to contact their support because it was saying that nothing was being withdrawn and my balance was like frozen. I have no idea what happened. I still don't know what happened. I just came back a couple of days later and tried again, and then it actually appeared in my payments area. And yes, everyone, it did arrive straight away to my PayPal account after that with no issues whatsoever. So I have absolutely no idea what happened, but I thought I'd better let you know. Either way, that's my Playstorm review. A pretty decent but average reward application. I really hope they improve on the offer wall selection, but all in all, can't complain too much. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you all in a few days. Stay safe out there.